Hello and a pleasant welcome to this breathtaking edition of Situation Report on Live TV. Situation Report brings you in-depth analysis about major current happenings about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zowel, anchoring this presentation of the program. And trending stories we following today on the program say ahead of World Press Freedom Day, the Press Union of Liberia calls on President George Weah to join the journalism community in championing the repeal of the anti-freedom of speech legislations in the country. Liberia to join 75 other countries around the world to observe Open Government Week. And local foreign money exchangers complain about the government's mandate to take them off the street if they fail to regularize the status of their businesses with the Central Bank of Liberia. We bring you all of these latest developments plus so much more. Once more, my name is Yekezi Zowel, asking you to please invite someone to view along as we take this intermission. To be right back. A pleasant welcome back to Situation Report on Live TV. And straight into our developments. The Press Union of Liberia would on May 3rd this year join other media institutions around the world to celebrate World Press Freedom Day. The day will be celebrated under the global theme, deepening the scraps to fully report Liberia. Ahead of the day, the president of the Press Union of Liberia, Mr. Charles Coffey, has called on President George Weah to join the journalism community in Liberia in championing the repeal of the anti-freedom of speech legislations in the country. According to Mr. Coffey, when done, the repeal will serve as the first step to the commencement of the long-sought improvement of the legal operating environment of the media in Liberia. The PUL's boss also at the press briefing outlined activities that will mark the World Press Freedom Day in Liberia.
Celebrations, the President of Liberia very kindly appealed and urged the government led by President George M. Weah to join the journalism community in Liberia in championing the repeal of anti-free speech legislations in the country. When done, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the repeal will serve as a first step to the commencement of the long-sought improvement of the legal operating environment of the media in Liberia. How will Liberia observe the World Press Freedom Day? However shocked we are over the death of press freedom and free expression luminary Abdullah Kamara and the gruesome murder of Tara Abraham, the highest forum to honor these two colleagues is no other than at the celebration of the World Press Freedom Day. It is in this respect that the President of Liberia is sticking to its plan to take the 2018 World Press Freedom Day events to Maryland County, Liberia's hard-to-reach southeast. In recent years, the President of Liberia has begun this observance by taking activities in other parts of the country. Among the reasons for the spread out of the observance is for communities in other parts of the country to understand the significance of a free press, as well as the rationale of working with media in support of community development and democracy. So it is worth to carry the occasion to Maryland County now, Liberia's poorest region, to celebrate gains already made in media self-regulatory reforms, and as well attract support for the campaign to repeal anti-free speech laws in Liberia while striving to report on the livelihood of the people of the Southeast. Our chosen local team is deepening the strive to fully report Liberia. These are the activities of the day. 28th World Press Freedom Day, Sunday, April 29, 2018, departure from Monrovia from the PUL headquarters. Vehicles will be available. On the 30th of May, which is Monday, there will be team reporting in Grand Creek County. Tuesday, the 1st of May, team reporting in Maryland County. Then the 2nd of May, Edward Wilmot Blading Forum at the Tubman University for intellectuals to meet. We will develop a topic that will crave the indulgence of these intellectuals, hold the debate, and find a way forward. Then the main event, which is the 10th of May, there will be parade at the principal streets of Harper, beginning Maryland Avenue up K, then come down to the City Hall, where formal speeches will be made, as indicated above.
Liberia, as a member of the Open Government Partnership on Monday, May 7, 2018, joins 75 other countries around the world to observe Open Government Week, that's OGW. The one-week event ends on Friday, May 11 this year. The Open Government Partnership is a multilateral initiative which seeks to secure concrete commitment from government to promote transparency, empower citizens to fight corruption, and harness new technologies to strengthen governance. Speaking at MICA's regular press briefing Thursday, the coordinator of the Non-State Actors Secretariat at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Mrs. Caroline Zodua, outlined activities marking the ODW. Madam Zodua also told the press briefing what the week-long celebration hopes to achieve.
Liberia as a government and being committed to ensuring transparency and accountability, as well as being responsive to our citizens. We are taking the Open Government Week as an opportunity to revitalize or re-strengthen Liberia's entire Open Government Partnership. And so during the week of the Open Government, we will be trying to achieve 4 major objectives. One, we want to raise massive awareness around Liberia Open Government Program. We also want to revise and popularize the current action plan. And then we want to influence the high-level government buy-in, and then the restructuring of the steering committee. Currently, as we speak, the Deputy Minister for Administration here at MICA, who is the point of contact, is chairing a meeting where the issue about the steering committee will be discussed. Actually, he should be the one addressing this press briefing, and so I'm stepping in for him. And so we'll be undertaking a series of activities. One, we're going to hold a 3-day consultation on the commitment within the action plan. And we're going to be, because the action plan cuts across government, so we're going to be looking at commitments that are coming from the legislature, that are coming from the judiciary, and are coming from different ministries and agencies across government. After the review of the action plan, we also planning this high-level cabinet roundtable where we're going to brief government officials about the Open Government Partnership, why it is important for Liberia and what Liberia needs to do to be on par with other member countries who are part of the Open Government Partnership. And then we want to climax the entire week, which that will fall on the 11th, that's Friday, with a parade through the principal streets of Monrovia, and that will be climaxed by a symposium at the Monrovia City Hall, where we will have our commitments published or launched, and the public will have an opportunity to interact, because the whole idea of open government is for the citizens and government to interact, whether through civil society, whether through the media, but for citizens and government to interact and come up with more concrete steps that government can take to be responsive to the citizens. What are the needs of the citizens? What are those services that citizens want to see them benefiting from? And so at that symposium, we'll be listening, we'll be debating the issue about open governance. And we'll also have a lot of media engagement, which this is one of such. And so this is to begin the first awareness that, hey, Liberia is a member of the Open Government Partnership, and Liberia has to join other 75 countries around the world to observe Open Government Week.
Local foreign money exchangers are complaining about government's mandate to take them off the street if they fail to regularize the status of their businesses with the Central Bank of Liberia. The CBL recently gave a 1-month deadline for all foreign exchangers, including those operating in bureaus and on the sidewalks, to regularize the status of their businesses with the institution. According to the CBL's mandate, any foreign exchange bureau or sidewalks operator failing to adhere to such order will be arrested by the CBL Special Task Force as of May 1st, 2018. But such mandate, according to some sidewalks money exchanger who spoke to Situation Report, is not in their interest and will make them go out of job.
If at all the government want to carry on some implementations, they can bring on a system that will benefit each and every one of us. Because if you decide to take us from the street or those who are exchanging money, you want to come down hard on them, then you have to rethink, because where will they go if they shall leave the street? If they have money, they will normally go into bureau or do other businesses, but because they don't have the cash, that's why you find them on the sidewalk doing little in order to survive. And they are helping the government because the government don't have job for each and every one of them.
We are not the one inflating the year rate. You see, the bank is not giving out money to the business people. Some, for example, businessmen go to the bank, I want 50,000 US, I want 30,000 US, they can't get it. So as a result, they pack the water and account to us. Oh, I'm going to change it. Oh, for example, I'm changing for 130. I said, okay, make it 134 for me. I want you quick, I want to get it. So as a result, you see that the year rate go up. But we are the one that started causing the year rate to go up. We are local exchangers, we don't have money. The little thing we do for a living, now we manage to see how bad we can make and meet. But we are not the cause of the year rate going up. I blame the central bank, I blame the bureau.
They haven't identified the problem yet. That local money exchanger are the one that are causing the rate to go up. I don't think they have identified the problem. Because the problem here is how can a local money exchanger man like me operate less than $5 or $100 United States dollar? Then you expect for me to carry rate up? I don't think that is possible. The issue is about the business people, okay? They are not finding money into the bureau and they come to us, putting money in people or hand that they favor, and then these people, actually carry the rate up. Or they'll say that you identifying a local money exchanger to carry rate up. I don't think that is possible. I believe that central bank have to critically think and then or identify the problem. What is the cause for the rate to go up? I don't think it's just local people who is on the sidewalk, just looking for their daily meal are the cause for this. No, they have to identify the problem.
However, it seems that the Central Bank of Liberia's mandate is in the interest of Sekon Tounkara, proprietor of the Unity Foreign Exchange Bureau on Carey Street. Yaris Tounkara gave his impression about the CBS mandate.
They are doing registration for foreign exchange bureau. Before you can do foreign money, if you register your bureau, you'll be safer. You'll not be on the street to be increasing rate or decreasing rate. But if you register your bureau and you pay so and so amount you pay in tax, you'll follow the central bank mandate. But as for me, as we're talking my business, already registered. Bank doing it not the first time.
And how much did you pay?
And they got category A and they got B.
And what category?
I am category B. Category A paying $250 and then A paying $100. If you're in A, you can open an account, you get something like 5,000 United States in the account. And B, you can open an account, you get 2,005 in it. Then you register your bureau and then you continue. Category A is 5,000, category B 2,005 USD. Yeah, the lesson fee is $100 for B every year.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then the A is $250 every year. What I would recommend that the CBS should be active in putting the rate down, because certain times they told us that we should be changing for 130. Okay. And then if we say we're changing for 130, people say no, the rate is still, some people outside changing for 140, 135, and then they can come in the bureau and change that money for 130. So they have to be strong in putting the rate down.
Well, if you just joined us, it's a reminder that you view in Situation Report on Live TV. It's 30 minutes contemporary, 30 minutes of contemporary events about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zowele, anchoring this episode of the program, and trending stories we're following today say ahead of World Press Freedom Day, the Press Union of Liberia calls on President George Weah to join the journalism community in championing the repeal of the anti-freedom of speech legislations in the country. Liberia to join 75 other countries around the world to observe Open Government Week. And local foreign money exchangers complained about government's mandate to take them off the street if they fail to regularize the status of their businesses with the Central Bank of Liberia. At this juncture, I would like to take a breather to be right back with the rest of the developments. A pleasant welcome back from that intermission. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Arabian partners in Liberia, Wednesday commemorated World Malaria Day 2018 on the global theme, Ready to Beat Malaria, and with the slogan, Every Way, Every Night, Sleep on the Net. The day was celebrated with a parade from the MOH, that's the Ministry of Health, to the Painesville Town Hall, where an indoor program was held. The celebration brought together stakeholders, local and international health organizations and partners, students, the media, amongst others. Speaking at the program, the guest speaker, Dr. Peter Coleman, chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, emphasized the resurgence of malaria, noting that it is scary. Dr. Coleman, also Senator of Grand Crew County, speaking further, called on health authorities in the country to double up their efforts in getting citizens sleep on the nets.
The statistics have shown that with the progress made between 2010 and 2015, we have observed a resurgence of the disease. That means malaria is coming back because of resistance, especially right now we are talking about resistance to artemisinin in Cambodia. That's a serious problem. So by the artemisinin that we all put our trust and hope in, that parasite now is gaining resistance to it. So it means that, so since that time, we have gotten an additional 5 million new cases of malaria. And it is scary. It is scary because, don't forget, this is how diseases tend to overcome mankind. Mr. Program Manager, the resurgence of this disease will make us fall back on our feet from the progress we made. We had almost 50% reduction of the burden of malaria in this country. And manifestly, it helped us. It helped us to reduce child mortality in this country. This country was almost at the point of achieving Millennium Development Goal number 4 because of immunization and because of anti-malaria treatment.
Well, for her part, Health Minister Dr. Wilhelmina Njala thanked healthcare workers in the country for job well done over the years. Dr. Njala also appreciated international and local health partners for their support against malaria. The health minister, however, urged Liberians not to abuse the net during this massive distribution process.
For all of my healthcare workers, for a job well done. With all you all, the patients that goes to the hospital will not be treated, and the prevention that we want to prevent today will not be done. So I want you to give yourself a pat on the back. Also, to the people of Liberia, you have to be the one that will follow the instructions to get rid of the malaria. So we put the ball into your hands. The presence of the First Lady to launch this campaign speaks volume of the government's dedication and commitment to prioritizing the fight against malaria. And I want to thank Her Excellency for honoring our invitation. So like they say, if you got a dog to your house, make sure you tie the dog because the people coming there to bring your nets. We don't want the dog to bite them. Then we have another case on our hands. We cannot win this battle against malaria and save our children and ourselves if we do not utilize the intervention that have been provided for us. Let us stop using the nets for sapo or fishing net and sleep under them so that it can help us to prevent malaria. Let us all remember prevention is better than cure. And together, everybody here can beat or defeat any word that you want to use. Beat, defeat, all of them means the same thing.
Also speaking at the World Malaria Day, U.S. Ambassador Christine Eder said malaria can affect everyone but can be prevented. According to the U.S. Ambassador, to fight malaria, there's a need to improve on the efficiency of the country's healthcare system.
Here today. Malaria can affect everyone, but we can prevent it. As we've talked about here, and as your shirts say, if you sleep under a treated net every night, if you seek treatment from a qualified healthcare professional within 24 hours of the onset of fever, you can reduce the presence of the parasite, and you can even eliminate it. So I remind you to sleep under the bed net, and I hope the students can stand up and say, everywhere, every night, sleep under the tent, the net. Can everybody stand up? The students stand up and say this? Everywhere, every night, sleep under the net. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health also used the occasion to officially launch its long-lasting insecticide next mass distribution campaign. The campaign was launched by the First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, Mrs. Duncan Weir.
The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Health, has over the years carried out a series of interventions aimed at combating the spread of malaria in our country. While these interventions have and 39% of inpatient deaths, this statistics leaves no room for us to be complacent over the gains made. Instead, it challenges us to do better and bring down the threat of malaria. We must work on the goal of attaining a zero malaria death profile to save our population. From the Global Fund and the President Malaria Initiative of the U.S. government is vigorously intensifying intervention in line with the National Malaria Strategic Plan. This strategic plan calls for the reduction in morbidity and mortality of malaria by 50% by 2020, using the 2011 morbidity nationwide mass mosquito net distribution campaign intended to provide each citizen with a vector control protection against the disease. However, as we make mosquito nets available to you, I urge every person who receives the net to use them for their intended purpose so that together we can defeat malaria.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this episode of Situation Report. But before leaving you, let's recap major stories we've been following. Ahead of World Press Freedom Day, the Press Union of Liberia calls on President George Weah to join the journalism community in championing the repeal of the anti-freedom of speech legislations in the country. Liberia to join 75 other countries around the world to observe Open Government Week. And local foreign money exchangers complain about government's mandate to take them off the street if they fail to regularize the status of their businesses with the Central Bank of Liberia. Many thanks for your viewing role, and thanks to all those who help in facilitating the success of this episode of Situation Report. Special thanks goes to Flankai, who sat at controls and controlled the technical aspect of this presentation. Solomon Kletcher was also behind the scene controlling our camera. For more news and information on Live TV, you can log on to www.livetvonline.com, or better still, find us on our YouTube page at Large Communications Investment. My name is Yekezi Zowin. Goodbye.